guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to The Casual Puzzler, to a video about my 3D puzzles. I am ranking them in this video. There are some new ones that I'll show you, and then there are some old ones that I have footage on. That way, in case you're curious about them, maybe you want to put one on your Christmas wish list, or you just want to learn a little bit more about 3D puzzles, the different varieties that they come in. You can see this video and determine which style you think would be best for you. So I have, I believe, 6 different brands here, and I'm going to show you them all, and I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. That's all very relative to me based off of my preferences and my experience. So we're just going to dive into this. I hope you enjoy. If I have any videos about these puzzles, I'll leave them down below if you want to see a more in-depth review. Some of these, again, are newer, so I don't have a dedicated video for them, but it will still be a fun video to watch, so I hope you enjoy. In 6th place, which I'm so sad about because I love the brand and I've done plenty of their 2D puzzles and have loved them, but the 3D puzzle definitely lacking in the quality department. So this Coca-Cola can is by Springbok, and actually right when I picked it up, one of the pieces fell out. It is not a very secure fit. This one retails around the $15 mark if I remember correctly. It's only 40 pieces. The reason it's down at the bottom is, one, it came already assembled, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a 3D puzzle. I mean, I guess you can like do it over and over again, but it was just the fact that it was already done and I had to like undo it to redo it. Just seemed kind of pointless, but it was still a fun like final product. This is one where you're actually building it on top of something that's already 3D, like it's building on top of a form versus creating the whole 3D image. Another thing I don't like about it is that these pieces don't stay on the little made bits, you know, like there's little raised sections where you're supposed to put the puzzle pieces on, and you think that would make it super secure. It really doesn't. There's also this little tab at the bottom where you are supposed to have control, I guess, of like keeping them secure or not, or like tight or not, so you can like redo it over and over. But the pieces don't stay really well on this. There's a big gap between pieces. The actual printing, it's red plastic, but then there's the white paint almost. It's kind of flaky. There's some sections that are missing because there's a big gap in it. So in general, I just think it's really poor quality, even though the piece quality seems nice, but the actual overall concept, not my favorite. Unless you're a huge Coca-Cola fan, I mean, the end result, super cute, or the beginning result, if you don't want to do the puzzle, you just want to have it as decor, there's that. But for me, wasn't a fan. So in 5th place, we have 4D Cityscapes, and they have a ton of variety, mostly in the movie type of memorabilia world. So this one here is the Game of Thrones globe, and it's fun, you know, it's a fun little image. It has a little stand. It's super cute when it's all put together. They do have numbers on the back, so you can go in order if you want to go that route, or you can just solve it based off the image. If you're solving based off the image on the box, it actually doesn't show the full 3D, it doesn't show the full 3D design, so you're kind of just working with the puzzle pieces. So that's something to mention if you are someone who works from the box. I mean, it's not a ton of pieces. I want to say it's, let me see, I wrote it down. It is 60 pieces, so nothing crazy, but all the pieces kind of go together. The ends of each piece are the same, so you can easily put a piece in the wrong spot. So it is a bit of a trickier puzzle, even though it's only 60 pieces. I didn't mind it. I just feel like they could have done a better job either making the pieces a little bit different. I do like the end result. You know, it's just like plastic puzzle pieces. It's fine. It's just wasn't my favorite. It didn't like give me like that wow, ooh, I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle type thing. I also have this one from them as well, which is the Golden Snitch, and this one is large and in charge with these wings. The wings make it very unstable when it's on its base. It's constantly falling down. There's no graphics on the box that give you the different designs, and this one is pretty different on each side, and you're just working with yellow, so having maybe some sort of image would have been helpful for this one. Same concept with the other one, where you pretty much have all the pieces can go interchangeably with each other. There are different piece shapes, so you definitely have like pieces in the wrong spot and then you'll have to figure it out. Or again, you can go by the numbered method and just go in order with the numbers, but kind of defeats the purpose of like trying to figure it out. But if you're just wanting the end result as home decor, you can do it that way. It's a lot easier, and it's fine. You know, it just wasn't my favorite, and I feel like it just could have been better. So again, fun pieces of home decor, but as far as a puzzle experience goes, wasn't my favorite. In fourth place, but it's kind of like an honorable mention, is Puzz 3D. Now, Puzz 3D is no longer in existence, but its sister company is. So Puzz 3D was its own independent company, but then they were sold to Hasbro. And then I want to say 2005 is when they stopped producing, and then 2011 they noticed there was a huge uptick in 3D puzzle sales, and so they recreated the brand, which is now called Rabbit. So you can find them on Amazon, and they're a lot of, again, movie memorabilia where it's like Game of Thrones and Harry Potter. They also still have their buildings and other 3D products that are from the original Puzz 3D line, but they are like its own brand. So I don't know about that brand, so I'm mentioning the Puzz 3D puzzles that I have. I did already do one, I have another, and I actually didn't take it down. It's that building right up there. I have a whole video out of it, I'm sure. And this one is fine. It is foam pieces. Now, I don't know if the Puzz 3D is similar or exact as the new Rabbit line, and I'm not sure if that's how you're pronouncing it, but so I don't know if it's the same, so it's kind of like an honorable mention in fourth place. The reason I'm not just a huge fan is, one, all the puzzle pieces go together, so it doesn't matter which puzzle pieces you are doing. If it's an in and an out, they can fit together, and it's just foam with a printed paper glued on top. The image easily comes off the paper, so when I actually got that, there was a couple pieces that already had the puzzle piece picture off of the puzzle piece, and so just not the best of quality, even though they are chunky pieces. I love the end result. I'm just putting it in fourth place, but take that with a grain of salt. I'm sure maybe they've increased the quality in the past 10 years, you know, I'm not quite sure, but I just wanted to mention them because I did do that one. I have another one, and I'm excited to do them. Like, each of these 3D puzzles, I love the end result no matter what. It's just, as far as experience goes, this one was not my favorite. Next we have Cubic Fun, and so this one isn't quite jigsaw puzzle, it's more like model building, but I still feel like it goes in this realm because it's still like building something. It's super fun. So I originally got the Flying Dutchman from Cubic Fun as a review product, and I do have a whole video on that. It was so fun, very time consuming. I think on the box it said 4 hours. I want to say it took me and my husband 10 hours together, so it was a very timely product. It is one of the most difficult ones that they carry, and it is up there above me, so you can't quite see it, but it's massive. It's this massive pirate ship. It's super cool. It lights up. I will say, the reason it's not like at the top, even though it was really, really fun to do, is one, you can never redo the puzzle. It's kind of like a one and done situation, so kind of pricey for just a one-time use, especially if you don't feel like you're going to keep it for like home decor purposes. Two, there were some sections, especially in the bow area, that required some tape. It was pretty tricky to put together, especially since there were some times we've had to take things apart to put things in its place, but then if you take things apart, things kind of rip, so it just doesn't keep its integrity if you do it more than once. So it's fun, and it's a cool thing to like have in our house if people are like, what is that giant pirate ship? But there is definitely some kinks in the experience that isn't my favorite. I also recently did the Harry Potter one as well. I got this thrifted for $13.99. I want to say at the time I had like a 25% off coupon, so I actually didn't spend the $13.99 on it, but retail value, it actually was a really good deal. So this was originally a limited edition set where it has the Diagon Alley and the Hogwarts Express, and now it is two separate sets. So the Hogwarts Express is its own thing. It's around $42, and then the Diagon Alley is $25. So two separate sets, but mine came together and I paid a fraction of that price, which is crazy. Now mine was missing one of the buildings. It was missing the wand shop, which I didn't mind too much. I did like that there was like a mat at the end so you can like see them all together as like a full thing. It was really fun to do, really fun to photograph and film. So you can see that there. And the Hogwarts Express was definitely trickier than the buildings. The buildings are really easy. I could do each one maybe in like 45 minutes. The Hogwarts Express me and Dave did together. It took us a few hours. I feel like we had the most trouble with the engine part because it didn't quite sit correctly, and so we had to take things apart and put things together a couple times. And again, it just like loses its stiffness because it's, I mean, it's just cardboard that I'm like breaking apart, so it loses its stiffness, so you're gonna have to like, I think there's like maybe one piece of tape in there. There's a couple pieces that are just like, don't touch because then it'll fall apart type deal. But the rest of it was fine. It was fine, you know, but I think if I spent $40 on it, I would have been pretty annoyed, you know, where I just feel like the price point for both of these is pretty expensive to do once, you know, but it's a fun piece of home decor. Like I have these pieces, I'm going to like display them for my backdrop, but not everyone is going to have a backdrop for puzzle videos, so I don't know what other people are doing with them, but they're a fun activity, especially if you have kids. They have a whole variety of ones to choose from. They have cities, they have buildings, they have ships, you know, they have a clock, which I've always had my eye on. I think it's cool. It's an actual like working clock that you build. So it's a fun image. It's a fun thing to do. Again, it's not jigsaw, but it is fun. And I feel like if you're into jigsaws, you may enjoy this. So I have it up on there because I actually really did have a fun time, especially since it took longer, you know? I feel like, especially the pirate ship, like we had done that over like a few weeks versus trying to fit it all in like one day for a video, then I feel like maybe we would have gotten our money's worth. It's a fun thing to try. I feel like I'm just going in circles. In second place, also not quite jigsaw puzzle, but still fun, and I love the concept. I love the final result. I love the different options that they also have. It is 43 pieces, and you've probably seen it back in my like decor for a while. It's super fun, right? It's just a crystal see-through little Tinkerbell, and it's super cute. Now the whole thing is kind of difficult to do alone because you're building it on top of each other. It is kind of like jigsaw pieces. I think I have some more footage of when I did this, so it's kind of like jigsaw pieces, but you have to build it like from the bottom up, so you really have to follow the instructions, or you would just constantly be having things fall apart for you to put together again. It ends up completely like connecting once you add the top bit. So I remember it being somewhat tricky on my own. Dave ended up having to come in for the last little bit because it was just like constantly falling apart, but once it's together, it's together. Like it says fallen off my puzzle shelves and it's been completely fine. So I really enjoy this. They have a ton of other ones too, not just Disney, but I mean, if you're a Disney fan, this is super fun. It's like a stocking stuffer for a puzzle lover in your life because they have so many different options, but they also have like buildings and different things, and like they have a whole catalog of them. So loved it, love the final result, love it as a little piece of home decor, and it's sturdy enough I can see me maybe undoing it, redoing it, you know, there's an option to do that more than once, you know, it's fun. I liked it, so that's why it's in the second place. Good quality, love the concept, love the different variety, had a fun time, so there's that. Now, as maybe no surprise, my favorite 3D puzzle that I've done is by Ravensburger. So this one, let me see what the price point was. It was $34.95, so decently priced. It's 162 pieces though, so it took a little bit longer. It took me maybe, I want to say like 2.5 hours to do, but here it is. It is a VW bus. I got this on Puzzle Warehouse, I believe, and it is super fun. So I did this without looking at anything. I could build it out without looking at the pieces. The pieces, like the other ones, does have numbers on the back, so if you want to follow the instructions, you can do it that way if you're not much of a puzzle lover but you want to complete this. You know, it's super fun. I love that the wheels turn. There's like a lot of attention to detail. You know, you have little mirrors, you have the bumpers. In general, it's just really secure and sturdy. And it was just a fun one to do. It's a really cool concept, and this is definitely deserving of the first place because it's one, it is actual jigsaw puzzle pieces. 2, quality is definitely there. 3, had a great time. Could redo it if I wanted to, but it's just been so fun like keeping it up there on my puzzle shelves. So definitely deserve its spot. But they have other versions too of Ravensburger 3D puzzles. They have a globe, which is really cool. They have a sneaker, which you can actually put pencils in, so it's a little bit functional, you know. So it was cool. It's a fun concept, and I could see me getting more from them. So hopefully this gives you some idea of the different styles of 3D puzzles out there. Some not quite jigsaw, but I feel like you would still enjoy them. So let me know which ones of these is your favorite. I would love to know down in the comments below. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of other content coming. I have a lot of other videos also on my channel, so if you want to check out more 3D puzzle videos, again, I'll leave them down in the description. I have a whole playlist. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!